If you've been watching the European Championships that are on at the moment, you may have noticed that Europe is stirring. All around the fan parks, when supporters are on the way to games, and even in games themselves, you're hearing the anti-immigration song Ausländer raus. Yet what's most notable about this is that at a normal European Championships, teams are pitted against one another. Yet what we're seeing again and again is fans of opposing teams joining together in order to sing the song at a protest of mass immigration into Europe. That example there was the Polish and the Austrians singing together. We've also seen the same thing with the Italians and the Hungarians, as well as the Spanish singing this song recently as well. Now, given Ausländer raus translates to foreigners out, you can imagine the BBCs of the world are up in arms about all this. Of course, they're trying to make out this is a minority problem that needs to be eradicated, but it's not. That's why the whole of Europe has swung to the right recently, with people sick and tired of enforced mass immigration and a globalist agenda they have no say on. Yet worse still, when European nations have tried to push back against mass immigration, they've been slandered and showered with opprobrium as if they're the most evil people on the planet who aren't welcome in their own nations anymore. Yet given the European fans are singing Ausländer raus so boldly is another sign that calling them isms and ists doesn't really work anymore. Many people are figuring out that it doesn't matter what you do, the progressive elite are going to call you a racist no matter what, and further to that, they want to act as if there's some morally superior human force to you. However, they're the ones that are enforcing mass immigration on European nations, which to me is highly undemocratic and immoral. Yet while I'm sure there are a few bad eggs singing Ausländer raus that our media will no doubt focus down on as if being against mass immigration makes you some hateful psychopath, the reality is that most people singing this song are just normal Europeans who are sick and tired of being ignored and very worried about the future of their country and their continent. It's my belief and experience from travelling widely in Europe and living in different parts of the UK that most people are very welcoming to people coming and moving here. However, you have to be willing to integrate and become part of the broader culture that you've moved to. That's why, while I'm sure there are a few nationalist purists out there, the majority of people will be more than happy to accept this fella from Poland who seems to work very hard, respect our people, and love our country.
Some people are surprised that me and my Polish friends are voting Reform UK. Answer is quite simple. Okay, we came here legally. We love English people. We want to stay here, and we want life of English people to be better by us coming here, by contributing to the society, by helping you make this a better country. What has been happening recently with immigration is not right. Okay, to be honest, if you told me that I have to wait 10 years to be eligible to get benefits, I would say that that is right.
Nothing this guy is saying is revolutionary, it's all common sense. Yet if I was to say it as an English person, our liberal media would accuse me of trying to reawaken the Third Reich. Yet all of this is compounded by the fact that you can't have a sensible, mature conversation around mass immigration and the future of Europe anymore. And because the globalists and progressives block any sensible conversation, they are of course creating an absolute tinderbox that's going to explode eventually. Yet we all know they don't want an open conversation on mass immigration because that would threaten their economic and cultural aims. So the globalist liberal authoritarians are going to continue with their agenda whether the European people like it or not. However, this is just the early signs of what must happen in the future, where European people have to put aside our historic differences and stand together if we're to have any sort of say for the long-term health of our own continent. These are just my thoughts, however. Do let me know what you think down below, and do consider subscribing to the channel.